Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to Butcher and the Beard. I'm David Butcher. That's John
Morning.
Shanley. Good morning, everyone. How you guys
How's it going?
doing?
Morning.
It is the 4th of January. How's everyone's New Year's been? Talk to us in the comments
It's been interesting.
below. It's been interesting for
They
me.
should say that.
Yeah,
A little slow day for for yesterday, whatever.
yeah,
Basketball front and center. Both Knicks and Raptors have won two straight since the trade. So obviously it seems to be working out for both.
yeah. That's all.
Milwaukee has lost again to the Pacers. I don't know. Pacers are obviously good this year,
Yeah,
but they own Milwaukee for some reason. Just a good matchup. I don't know. I don't know.
yeah,
Lillard just not. You know, can't keep up with Halliburton. Halliburton's playing at an incredible level.
yeah,
Another up and coming team that could be for real. That actually looks. I've been saying this actually most of the year is the Orlando Magic. They were good
yeah,
last year. They just kind of needed that experience to get over the hump, and they're rocking it. They just have a really good, successful West Coast trip, but they just lost in double overtime to a really good Sacramento King
yeah.
team at home. So they were in Sacramento. So Orlando, man,
When does your
a
team
lot
come
of
to
calls.
Orlando?
Yeah, we got spanked.
Oh,
And
are they coming back or no?
oh yeah, later in the year. But
Oh, we should. That's what I'm
that
saying.
thing was when the Knicks came there and they
Yeah.
had lost a couple of back to back road games. That's when they pulled the trigger on the trade. So
Oh, okay, okay.
it was like losing three in a row, but it was like we lost to a really good Oklahoma City team. Then we went on the road to Orlando and lost to a really good Orlando team, and then they pulled the trigger and on the night of back to night. So it was like the night of the Orlando game. Then they traded everybody. Then we had to go play Indiana for the first time, and we were really, I'm trying to make excuses, but they were short two players. So like
Yeah. A
whatever. We
short.
lost game two, and then
Yeah.
the new guys came in, and then we had a home game, and we've romped two straight games. So,
Yeah.
um,
You definitely. Yeah.
now's the time. You take a trade, you want to start making a run. So they're gonna hopefully have a lot more home games now. And the Knicks played the majority of their games on the road in the first half of the year, and now they should have a lot more home games. But keep an eye on that. We keep telling people we're going to go over comments. So we're going to go over comments today, and there was one that stood out. So, what was that, Dave?
That was the XFL merger. So
Okay,
that's from Douglas. Thank you, Douglas.
thanks, Doug.
Morgan
What do
Douglas.
you want?
It's from Morgan. I was just making a joke with, with Morgan.
Oh,
It's Morgan. I just want to make a joke with him.
okay. So he wants to know what our thoughts on the XFL
Yeah, hold on. I'm grabbing it
and what
real
is it?
quick again just to make sure. Yep, the
Well,
USFL, the USFL and the XFL merger. That's what it was. Okay,
okay.
perfect.
Well,
Yeah,
in my opinions, the NFL is obviously the king when it comes to football, and college is going to be second best. And because people go, follow college and all over the country, especially in the South. There are more college fans than pro fans. But like the NFL in its own right is a full year thing because you have your season, your Super Bowl, and then there's the draft, and then people are going to be studying that, and then after that you have a few months before it's training season. And I mean, even if you're obsessed with football, the other leagues are not going to have the top talent. So like, you might get a small percentage of the people that
yeah,
watch that. Same thing with they have the arena leagues, but it's not the top talent, and they're not going to generate as much popularity. I think what's good about them in general is that there's so many people that play, football, but they're
yeah,
not good enough to make it in the NFL. But there are other jobs and opportunities to still play the sport, just not at that high level.
yeah,
Um, they're never gonna come close to the popularity just because you're not gonna be if you're studying the NFL and stuff, you're not going to be doing fantasy leagues for XFL players or
yeah,
arena football or whatever. You're not going to be doing stuff like that. What is cool about it is that and you said this earlier, sometimes they come up with a quirky rule that the
yeah.
NFL takes. It's
Yep.
like, hey, you know what? That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So I think it's always good to have developmental leagues and like just side leagues, but I'm not sure as far as like the population like following it as passionately as college and the pros. I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Yeah, that's how I look at it too. So I go into like the what would you say if they made a superstar team? Like all the teams that like let go of like a practice squad member and they made that one team. Like and it versus the other teams. Would you watch it or would it just be boring still?
See,
Ooh,
those kind of things, especially in football,
yeah.
I can't see them doing something like that. Like
Yeah, they
for a
won't do it.
promotional standpoint,
Yeah.
from a fan standpoint, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'd love to see like you know, an all-star team from the XFL,
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
versus like maybe a last place team in the NFL. Like
Yeah.
you lost, you had the worst record. You were 1-15 or one
Yeah.
and 16, and now you're gonna have to play this all-star team from the other thing. Let's see what would happen. But the problem with that is that in the NFL, so many guys get injured, so many guys get hurt. Like you can't
Yeah.
even their own All Star game. Now they changed to flag football because
Yeah.
nobody played it seriously because it's a violent game and you're going to get hurt and that
And it meant
costs you money,
nothing.
that
It meant
costs
yeah.
the team. So like basketball is a little different. Like injuries do happen and stuff like that, but these guys don't care. They go and play pickup games all the time. And like there's like the professional basketball players, we see them play there and we hear about some of the things they do in the off season, but they constantly play. A lot of them do. Like even it might be a couple of days off and they're not even in practice, and then over the summer they're going down to some high school or some random thing and then just playing ball.
Pickup game. Yeah, yeah, for
So
sure. I had a friend that brought me to the
right,
gym all the time, and his we he there's a guy that played for Gonzala, whatever Gonzala College, and he was from Winter Haven, and he would be there every night, and we would play with him all the time. And this dude was tall, man.
right,
He was always playing basketball with us. He wasn't as aggressive as like if he was playing
right,
like on the like for the college he was playing
right.
for, but he
But,
was
for those
every
guys,
night. Yeah,
right? For those guys, when they play, they're working on their game. Like even
yeah.
if it's against people that aren't even close to their level,
Yeah, like
they're
none of
doing
us
whatever.
were
They're
his
hitting
level.
shots and doing whatever.
Yeah, but he
But
was
they,
always there playing with
most of
us.
those guys love to play. And
Yeah,
like football is such a it's such a violent and coordinated thing that like something weird could happen in an exhibition game, and it's not worth it for the organizations or for the players to put themselves in that position. So
yeah, for sure.
it'll be fun for people to talk about, but it's never going to happen.
Yeah, no, I just said that like because in my head it's like it would be fun to watch a team like just dominate. You know what I mean? Like that's what we're all looking for, right? Like even though like of our fans, that's what I was saying earlier was like as a Dolphin fan and that you as a Giant fan, like that love started a long time ago. It didn't start over like
Oh yeah,
so like the XFL would have to literally with this move is hopefully contain enough money to stay around because what they do is a year or two and then they're gone. And then no fan because it doesn't take a day to
right,
love something. You know what I mean? So I would have to
yeah,
start to love like when the Tampa had the Vipers or whatever and then the COVID
hmm
happened, and then they disappeared. Like we were, me and my friend Matt, the one that was on the show, the Dallas Cowboy fan, we were like
hmm
really committing. Like he bought a shirt and a hat, and he's like, "Let's go." We bought tickets like previously, and we're like, "Hey, let's jump on this bandwagon because we would like
I
for
went to
something
one of the
after football."
Viper games.
You were yeah. So we were gonna go, and the game that
I
we
didn't buy
went.
anything, but I went to the game.
Oh, you
It
went?
was a
Yeah,
fun game,
yeah. They canceled the game because of COVID. It was literally like that week, and then they
Yeah,
stopped the season. But like it literally was, we were gonna go and have a good time because it was gonna. Because me and Matt, the same guy, we used to go to the arena football games together, and those tickets are free. So if anybody's listening, go to the arena football. I promise you, walk in the door, and literally just they'll give you a ticket for free. I promise you. I didn't pay for parking,
yeah,
and it's for free. These you literally walk by the door and you go to the ticket person, and the guy will come up to you. I promise. Every time I went to the arena, they would do that. They said, "Oh, you want a free ticket?" And I was like, "Yeah." So me and Matt would sit there, and nothing is better than getting your kids that are young to go to these because I'm
oh,
telling you, after the
Well, it's
game,
affordable.
it's affordable. It's almost free. If not, it's $5 if you don't get. Someone
Right.
says it's free. Then at the end, what's really cool is that you're allowed to go onto the field every game after the game.
Okay. Yeah.
So not only are you going there, you're gonna get to go on the field and meet the players, and they're not, bad players. They're literally playing football and hitting each other and having fun. You know what I mean? And they sit there.
Right.
I used to talk to this one guy after every
I
Viper,
mean, they're
not
not
Viper
getting
game.
paid much, but they are getting paid.
They are getting paid. They get a salary, you know what I mean? And they're having fun out there, and they'll meet you and they'll talk to you. I talked to the guys on the team for like literally like 40 minutes one time. You know what I mean? They don't rush you. They're not looking to go to the locker room. They're looking to be loved. They're fucking playing
Yeah,
hard, and they want
they're
people.
trying to sell themselves there.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. You know what I mean? So like if you have young kids and you want to go to something fun, I promise you, don't go to these Tampa Bay Bucks games, even though they're fun, but they're so expensive. You know what I mean? You got
Yeah.
championships at that stadium, so they're gonna be like, hey, we're gonna charge you. These arena football games, and that's what's good about the USL and merger and stuff like that. Though if they can stay around and be affordable, then they're going to sit there and be able to build a franchise so that people go and watch them. You know what I mean? Because that's
Yeah.
what you're trying to do. You're never going to be the NFL, and they know they're not going to be the NFL. But
No.
they're not
But
there
it could
for
be
that.
developmental for the NFL.
Yes,
Players have a
because
chance to play other than just being on the
like you
practice squad.
said,
So if you're on a practice
100%.
squad, the only thing that,
Yeah,
it's nice because it's paid, but the only team that's seeing you on the practice squad is your team,
your
that
team.
you're
Yeah,
playing for. So, if you're in the XFL or arena, whatever, all of a sudden you have some eyes on you, and believe me, scouts go and check these people out
yes,
and say, hey,
100%.
maybe
Or
there is
they
a guy
watch
that
the
grew up.
game on TV. Like they're
Right.
gonna see something, and then they're gonna be like, hey, boss man, this guy was on the Panthers practice squad, and I know
Right.
they're not so hot right now, so no one's really watching them. But this guy, he's pretty nice with it. I would like to, see if he like to come
Right.
work
Give
out
it a
for us.
shot. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So that's the thing. But like what I was bringing up is like that's a good comment, Morgan. Thank you for commenting that for sure.
Yeah.
And we'll see what the future holds for it. You know what I mean? Like I said earlier, if it can contain itself and continuously move in the right direction, then I could see a fan base getting there. But if it just does what it keeps doing, where it literally gets for a year, then it disappears for 3 years, then it comes back for a year, then it's always going to be just somebody watching on TV because maybe they're bored at the moment, like when I watch baseball.
Well, yeah. For the 2 months where there's just baseball.
Yeah,
So
and that's the oh god, I'd
uh,
rather watch
he's such a big
paint your eye.
baseball fan, but now
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
turn on the game. All the rules have changed. I feel like I'm watching slow pitch softball because a lot of the rules that they made was stuff that we did in slow pitch softball like years ago. So it's like, oh, this hitter always pulls the ball, so we're going to do a shift. So then they made it where you couldn't do a shift no more. Well, now Major League Baseball did that when they didn't do a shift. For us, we had problems with first base. So we
yeah,
used to do a double base, so that way they would avoid collisions and stuff. But here they're making all the bases bigger.
yeah,
For what? Like, and then like, whatever pitch count, whatever you want to limit, you want to speed up the game. So
yeah,
in certain organizations in slow pitch softball, like you could like pump fake and stuff as the pitcher to try and throw the hitter off balance, but
yeah,
it still come in slow or underhand. But because people were doing crazy shit all the time, they had to put a pitch count in. So like as an umpire, you had to like count 1, 2, 3, and if they didn't do it, it was automatically a ball. So like all these rules that we implemented in slow pitch softball for the beer leagues are now getting implemented in Major League
yeah,
Baseball, and I just find that hilarious. Like these are supposed to be the best of the best. Why are we doing this? Like this
yeah.
is ridiculous. But you know, it
With
is.
that,
It's like watching
yeah,
myself slow pitch softball. Only
yeah,
guys can all throw 100 miles an hour. So
yeah, yeah.
it is what it is.
That's why I
But
wanted to know
um,
about that also with that pitch count. I remember watching it when it first got like immaculated or whatever into the game, and they were calling a lot of balls. Like, are they better with that now? Like, cause like,
well, what happens is, players adjust. So in the
yeah,
beginning, there was going to be some
oh
some
yeah, they
you
were
know
like fighting.
things, but now it's like they're adjusted. So now they know.
yeah,
And
they
believe
know.
me, they'll get good enough to work the clock to the last second, and
Yeah,
you know
Yeah.
and sometimes it'll get called, sometimes it won't. But like in a big spot, when it's on the line, they're locked in. They're just, it is what it is. The game, the
Yeah.
fundamentals of the game haven't changed. You throw the ball, you hit the ball, you catch the ball. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes it rains.
You're telling me baseball been around for what, over 100 years?
Well over 100 years. I mean, that was one of my favorite lines from Bull Durham, one of my favorite baseball movies. So,
100
it is what it
years,
is.
and they're still hitting the ball with a stick.
Yeah.
And
And now instead of facing one guy for 9 innings, you're gonna face like 9 pitchers for 9 innings, and
yep, bullpens. The bullpen, you need 30 people.
everyone's gonna come out. Everyone's gonna come out like pitching 100 miles an hour,
Yeah, that's it.
110. That's gonna be the next one. Some guy's gonna have some kind of crazy surgery where he puts like 3 tendons in his elbow and he's fucking chucking it 110 miles an hour
For 9 innings. Doesn't even get tired.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that's going to be the next thing. Like literally, there's not going to be any starting pitchers who pitch more than 2 innings. You're going to like literally go into every game with nine different pitchers. Actually, what they'll end to do is they'll take the Otani thing and they'll just rotate. So like 1 inning, you'll have a pitcher that plays third, and then he'll pitch to you, and then he'll rotate.
And you can do that.
Like,
you could do that.
I mean, you could. The first inning, the pitcher is going to pitch to you, and then they'll eventually make rules. Well, you have to pitch at least 2 innings. If you get hurt, it's fine. Whatever.
You know what? That's gonna happen. I know it is. That already sounds, because like what you're saying is like now, like these baseball players are going to become really good batters at the same time. Because back in the day, your pitcher wouldn't even hit the ball; he would be rotated out.
I always had an issue with Otani, not him personally, and not that he's not good, but
yeah.
I like I said, I never became a pro baseball player, but I played with people who were, and I know the system. So when you go through the system, college or the minor leagues and stuff, they find your specialty and they stick with that. Like you could be the greatest pitcher and you can be one of the best hitters on the team, but they're going to get you at a certain level and be like, all right, we're only going to make you a pitcher or we're only going to make you a hitter. Now you can change that sometimes, but they won't let you do both. So they, a lot of the top talent, going through the system when they're developing aren't given the opportunity to do both. And I feel like that's, not only not fair, but like, it's like, so then Otani comes out and it's like people are amazed at this, but they shouldn't be. There are teams when I was in Little League where our best hitter was our best pitcher. And like, believe me, there are guys in who are hitters in the Major League Baseball who have a cannon for an arm, and they could probably be a really good pitcher, but they don't develop them as such. So,
okay, makes sense. Yeah, like when I played baseball in high school, like that's all I did, but it was only so that I could do something during football off time.
Maybe with the salaries and everything, maybe guys will be like, hey, I can be a two-way player as well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? If I have a chance at $700 million, I don't care what my coaches is telling me. I'm gonna hit and I'm gonna fucking pitch.
Yeah, for sure. There's no question. $700 million. I'm doing whatever you need me to do. You need me to wash the bats, I'll wash the bats. You need me to drive the balls, I'll drive the damn balls. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna do. If I got to squirt
40 dingers and I'll have 300 strikeouts in the
that's
same
it.
game.
I'm doing it. You know what I mean? I'm practicing all damn my craft for $700 million.
Right,
dude. Come on.
I'm setting up my cut fastball and I'm working on my
I'm gonna hit a fucking. I'm gonna hit a little pin, like a little pin on a fucking on one of those little pieces of sticks, and I'm hitting that shit 100 times every day. You know what I mean? Till so yeah, what we would do for $700 million. You know what I mean? People used to say, the money ain't always gonna make you happy, and then Daniel Tosh said,
tell you something.
You ever seen anyone's mad on a jet ski?
Yeah.
It's like. Yeah, you can't be mad on a jet ski, but yeah, so definitely But thank you again, Morgan, for that comment. And make sure you guys all comment and make sure you do that because we like to do this. We like to discuss it, and we'll even mention you out there. You know what I mean? We don't have the biggest following at the moment, but eventually we will. Hopefully, and that's the goal. And we want to make comments and we want to discuss comments because we're always talking
I
sports
think
anyway.
I think for you and me, Dave, we'll get better with the show. We'll get more creative. I have an interview coming up, but I think it's going to be since the whole Dumbledore thing has been a pain in the ass to get that interview.
Yeah.
I've been in touch with his parole officer, who happens to
Uh,
be one of those Death Eater things, and they
okay,
don't they
okay.
don't make for they don't make for pleasant conversations. But I think once the NFL playoffs are set for that playoff special, I think that's when I'm going to get him on here for that.
Oh,
The
perfect,
first playoff
perfect.
preview. All right.
And we're gonna have
Yeah.
more
So
more real more like subscribers guests too. That's what we want to do. So I got to
yeah,
get better with that too. Sorry about that, everyone. I know a couple people reached out to me and said they want to be on it. I just haven't. They do weekends, so we got to get a weekend show with them. So
we personally like being the holidays and stuff.
yeah,
This
yeah,
isn't obviously our only job, so we have to do the best we can to make
yeah,
this
for
happen for
sure.
you guys. And hopefully in the new year we'll have we'll bring more success, and we'll get to that level where we could just make this our thing. Who knows?
Yeah, for
You
sure. And
never
we want
know,
to. We'll
but
be live. We'll
God
go
will.
live. So get us to 50 subscribers. There wasn't really anything. We'll talk
Yeah.
on Saturday about the NFL because that's when our games are. So we're just literally coming here showing our faces. We appreciate your love and support of everybody. Make sure you guys just subscribe. I say it 100 times. We probably got the subscribers already watching, so we do appreciate that. So we love you guys for already subscribing. And me and John, we're working hard at this. We make sure it gets out every single day, every day that we're like live or not live, but recorded. So we want to make sure
Tell
you
your
guys
friends,
have.
push your friends, be like, hey, we know these guys. They're funny. You'll enjoy the
Yeah,
show.
yeah,
Just
for sure.
subscribe,
Just
whatever.
subscribe.
It
Yeah,
doesn't cost anything, and you'd be helping us out.
yep. We appreciate you because at 50 we're gonna be live. Then that's when the count will come, and that's when we'll get to discuss with you guys during the lives, and it'll be live. Then you guys come in and talk to us. We'll just be talking sports and bullshitting and having a good time. So we do
Yep.
appreciate that. And I hope everyone has a great day. It is the 4th
Yep.
of January, so if you have anything
No
going
rants
on,
today.
no
There's
rants.
nothing
No,
going on.
there's nothing really going on. I was gonna.
Yeah,
I
this is
looked
a
for
rant
a rant,
video.
but the rant would. This is the rant. The rant is, hey, subscribe, get it
Subscribe.
to
That's it.
50. Okay, so that we can go live. Okay, we want to go live. We want to have a good time, and we want you guys here. So we appreciate all your love and support. Like it, me and John, from the bottom of our hearts, really we do. You know what I mean? We really do.
Yep.
So I hope you guys have a beautiful day, and we will see you guys Saturday.
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 You good?
We're out.